So I woke up one morning and there were over 40,000 people on my website. This is back in early 2017. And it was the first time I'd ever written anything that basically went viral. I got put on the front page of CNBC, and all of a sudden, all these people started flooding into my website. And who knows how many times that actual article was viewed itself on the platform. But all these people started coming to my site, started getting thousands of extra email subscribers. And so this video is going to dig into that experience. And also, I'm going to dig into this book, Jeff Walker's Launch, a great book. I'm a big fan, and I'll tell you a little bit more about kind of what happened next. But up to that point, I never really dug into online marketing or sales. I did not sell anything up to that point. I was just writing. I had a passion for personal finance. I wanted to liberate as many wage slaves because I was still stuck in that kind of wage slavery. And I wanted to articulate basically what I had learned. I just passed my CPA exam, read over 100 books on personal finance. And so I wrote this article about basically all the different ways that I had saved and banked $50,000 in 1 year. That post went viral and I got all this attention. And I had a lot of people asking, hey, can you just like put all this into a course? And that's basically what I did, but I didn't know how to market it. And that, for me, marketing was always a gross thing, especially sales. I just had a big ick factor with that. And I'd read a couple different books on marketing, but I'd never really finished any of them. This was the first book that I'd ever actually read, and I was like, wait, that seems so simple. I could do that. And with this book, I was able to launch a course. And that first weekend, we did about 21,000 in sales, um, only with about 2,000 subscribers. So I say that because it's kind of the couple steps there, right? For me, the passion was first, just doing it because I loved it. The second thing was actually getting some attention. And then the third thing was actually developing a product and releasing that to the market. So I feel like that's where I'm at today. I don't have any crazy ambitions about hitting, X number of subscribers or making, this amount of money. For me, it's about right now what I'm doing. It's engaging in this process of sort of speaking out loud, communicating my ideas, looking to articulate in a way where, you know, a year from now, I'm hoping I can look back on these videos and like be like, oh, that was like kind of not, it's like not good, but like it's those daily improvements where if I don't do what I'm doing today, I won't be able to look back in a year and say, hey, you know, it just I need to engage in this process. And so the mission of today, where it's how can I offer value to people that are, maybe looking to be a better entrepreneur with an organization. Maybe they're making six figures and they want to kind of level up their careers and kind of move up to upper management, or maybe they're looking to lead new teams, new engagements. That's kind of what I'm passionate about. And I think there's a lot of ways I'm going to articulate that in this channel because that's kind of my experience. As an entrepreneur, I was able to do that, build a business, have the podcast get acquired. It was, but even before that, when I was just writing, it was just a passion of trying to articulate something. So, kind of been rambling a little bit. There's a lot that I'm trying to get better at, but if you subscribe, join me on this journey of my second venture into this space. I'm really excited to be bringing more. But back to the book, Jeff Walker's Launch. For me, it was step by step. It was very like Midwest, like folksy kind of like if you ever listen to someone like Jeff, he speaks very slowly. He engages in very slow storytelling, and it inspired me. Okay, I'll kind of just do what he's doing, and that's basically what I did. I had a list of about maybe 2,000 people. I asked them, "Hey, what do you want next?" They told me. I provided that, and I asked them to pay. I think it was like $2.99 for a 20, 30 video course, and I built a community around that. So that's all it takes, I think, in order to have success is sort of those couple steps is sort of having the mission, the passion. I think that's the foundation. And then basically learning some like marketing and kind of skills around how to get the actual message out there, and whether that's reading something like Seth Godin's idea virus and spreading an idea as a virus, as he puts it in that book, but also just getting through that repetition of writing an article back in the day, figuring out, okay, this is an idea, this is a strategy, this is a technique. And I published up to that point, dozens and dozens of articles, right? So it's working through finding your voice, finding your style, whatever it might be, and having fun with it. Even these videos, like I'm trying to stretch them to go a little bit longer, trying to work on my improv skills with being able to tell different stories, but still retain the core facts of, if you're able to have a mission, have a passion, and publish and be ready to receive that kind of audience, then you're in a system where when 40,000 people show up on your website, you can capture the emails and then you can provide value. And it's the same thing I'm trying to do today, where I'm trying to publish and articulate things I can do, or things that you can do to provide more value for your organization, for your teams, by sharing the different books. And so, again, here, if I look at it, if I go straight translating it to an organization, it's showing up to work and actually getting the work done, right? So that's kind of like the publishing, and then it's articulating that value across the organization. So it's actually building relationships, communicating, hey, sort of not in a prideful way, but sort of saying, hey, this is what I'm contributing. What are you contributing? What are your goals? What does it take to be successful around here? Understanding that dynamic. And then as you have those big wins, it's being able to articulate that, publish it, in a way where people can see that, recognize it. And then it's sort of like, if I'm looking at these large organizations, there's resources that go to the areas that are driving value for the business. And whether that's through a salary negotiation or through, developing additional members of the team, being able to hire on more consultants or what have you, it's all in the ability to, again, have a purpose, have a clear vision, a mission, and then from there it's able to, um, articulate that, drive it forward, be noticed, be recognized. I think about it as sort of being okay under pressure, um, being able to handle the pressure and excelling through that process, and then ultimately you get to a point where you can actually capitalize on it. And ideally you're doing it in a way where it's not just you at the top, you're actually doing it for an organization, you're doing it for a community, you're doing it for your teams. So trying to speak from the heart here in terms of what I've seen in my life, what I'm trying to do here on this channel. Subscribe if you want more content like that. And then, yeah, leave a comment in terms of maybe a marketing book or maybe a book on sales that you've read that you've loved. Would love to see what kind of people are, what kind of books people are reading that are ending up here on this channel. And again, one of those videos where, again, it's like a weird mix of, it's like, man, I know I can do this better, but also I'm glad I did it, because I need the reps, I need the practice, and this is just how it's done from what I've seen. So until next time, peace.